Hey, welcome in everybody. We'll get started in about 10 minutes. We do have food on the way, but in the meantime, feel free to check out some of the flyers that Bay Valley Tech brought over.
TSC,
Study.
yeah,
I'm gonna review the slides. I'm not too worried.
I mean, AI is
to your left.
and I was using Stable Diffusion. I was able to go with this to install Stable Diffusion for laptops. The other Civic AI to generate. And so there's all kinds of sessions that we have here, and mostly I want to focus on being you as students being able to actually create actual projects with your own knowledge, rather than having to maybe stumble around the dark on your own time, having to learn how to make applications that are required. I pick those things up. Hopefully, these kind of sessions, for those who have been attending them over the past few semesters, have been starting to see that their skills that can start to pop up over the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Next, we're going to be talking about what Bay Valley Tech is, and we'll be also introducing some guest speakers. And finally, we'll also be going over some internships that they have. So next, we got Phil, president of Bay Valley Tech, here to talk a little bit about what Bay Valley Tech is.
Thank you so much. Hey, let me just introduce our organization real quick, and then I'm going to ask Aaron to come up and tell you guys a little bit more about the organization. All right. Can you guys hear me better? Yes. All right. Okay. So Bay Valley Tech is a program that is working to help you guys get into tech jobs. So,
Sorry for me, I'm trying to see what I'm saying. And then some.
right.
I think it's.
I can just try to talk loud. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. So we have a free code academy. It's tuition free and it's online, and it's only a few hours every week in the evenings. And so it gives you guys an opportunity to learn modern programming languages and frameworks. Right now we're teaching JavaScript and React. And so lots of jobs in web development, entry-level jobs in software. And then in addition to that, we have paid internship programs. We have a partnership with State of California. They gave us a $5 million grant to expand our paid internship program. So we have over 100 internships that we're funding through this that would be available to you guys if you want to join the program and apply for that. In addition to that, all of our curriculum projects are developed with employers in partnership with them, so that it ensures that what you are learning from the projects you're working on is what the industry is hiring for. Okay, and so we partner with counties, different cities, corporates to be able to fund this program that benefits all of you guys. Code academies, normally costs about $15,000 to $20,000, and ours is completely tuition free. So I think the part of our program that might be the most interesting to you guys is the internship, right? Because it gives you an opportunity to have hands-on experience, and it gives you an opportunity to connect with employers in the area. All across the Central Valley of California and Silicon Valley in the Bay Area as well. So one other thing before I turn it over to Aaron, though, is that something about our program that's a little bit unique is we provide lots of opportunities for leadership. So that's going to be super helpful for you guys as you start looking for work, because I can tell you as a hired manager for over 25 years, and I see folks that have a passion for the industry, that do volunteer work, that help others, that mentor, coach others, right? It helps your resume to really stand out. So part of our program is you learn and then you teach. You learn and then you, as you have opportunities, then you mentor others along the way, right? And so that is something unique that you really do not get as part of any other program. So with that, maybe Aaron, you can tell folks about some of the projects that we've been working on that our teams are interns are working on.
Yeah, sure. So, our internship, we follow a React stack, just FYI. You don't have to come in with like some knowledge of it. The program, the pre-code camp actually does help get you up to speed with React. I had some backend stuff to it as well, but we have various projects that I put the interns on. And the biggest thing about it is building up not just your technical skills, but your communication skills, your teamwork skills, that kind of stuff. Because that is what's going to take you further than other candidates when you're like applying for a tech job. You got a great resume, they got a great resume, but if you have like something else to add, like some leadership, some other stuff that, some other stuff like communication, then that will push you over the edge. Some projects that I've had interns work on is like basic communication apps using WebSockets, time tracker apps. I'm having some interns starting to do web scraping, building up scraper sites. We're building some APIs. We're building our own API kind of stuff. There's a lot of projects I've been doing. We've been actually kind of delving into the AI field as well, because that's a pretty hot topic right now. So we're looking into different, AI copilots, like there's GitHub Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, of course, ChatGPT, but I'm not sure about that right now with all the drama. So, that's basically all I could think of at the moment. We have a lot more projects, and we do have a lot of other like extracurricular stuff that we're doing in addition to that. Because we also work with design teams and UI UX teams, because you're going to learn to deal with other departments and other teams. So one of the biggest factors one of the bigger, the big picture is basically you get the tools and you get it together to put yourself and to get any advantage and every advantage for, your journey into the tech world. Basically, that's it.
Hey, can we take a break and so we can all get some pizza and snacks and stuff?
Let's get some pizza. We have some little oven pizza over here. Feel free to grab some.
Does anyone need this?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want that. Why? Just take one more. Wait, don't take more. Get rid of the worst. Yeah. You know what I think works? It's like oh, the workout? Yeah, the data. There's a bunch of different levels. The harder it is, the closer it is. And the more lesson. He's really good. There's levels in pro grade. If you can start off with 7, add 7, and then you can it's always we didn't find it. You keep going. How much did it cost? Mine was $60. That's how bad. Yeah, it was in Cape Town. Yeah. I'm sure there's just go to like a like a more local. Where did
You can sit on my lap. I'll just look. Perfect. Put my purse on the floor, I guess. You need a little bit more to settle in.
I don't know anything.
You can walk this way. Oh no, sorry, I'm talking. You just don't want to let that go. The one that was before.
Oopsie. Moving the camera. I just need to. I like these.
I'll probably get a cheese pizza.
You guys want more questions? We do have more, but you guys are gonna have to reuse your plates. You just don't have plates. And then please,
You want more
pick up after
pizza?
yourself. We have
I
trash
can go
cans
get
out
more,
here.
but can you bring me a cheese pizza too? Take your plate.
I'm gonna go grab the napkins. I'll go get the napkins.
These are from. Thank you. Huh? It's okay. I'll just save it for one pop-up now.
Oops. I just grabbed my hat. So much work. And I swiped it.
Oh, he walked me.
Pieces.
Dad has to go work, Papa. Dad is gonna work with me. No water? Go.
I want water.
Oh, you want a bottle of water?
Bottle of water. Mom, soda.
No soda too?
Soda. Mom, soda.
Hold on. Thank you.
Soda. That one.
All right, so we're gonna be continuing now. We're gonna have Gusto talk a little bit about himself and how we got here.
So I try not to get emotional. Consider my background. I was actually born and raised in Merced. I was born on the other side of the tracks. I grew up when Merced was literally Merced gone wild. With, the gangs and the drugs and all that. And, from age 14, age 17, I was just like in a constant cycle of self-destructive cycle. Always took away from my community, right? But, once I hit 18 years old, getting close, after I figured out everything I was doing was a waste of time, I was looking for that opportunity. For guys like me, I was looking at me at 18, I was like to get a job like at Walmart, Target. To me, that was a dream. I didn't care if I was pushing cars or, putting plastic bags away. But, or like the groceries away and that. I got an opportunity to work with workforce, that's exposure, administrative type of work, working in the office, from, stacking pallets to, starting working with computers. Didn't really get like a super foundation, but I got exposure. After trying everything, I've been Merced College for doing how many years, but finally graduated there. I went to Fresno State University, majored in something completely different, actually a study with science and government options. The thing with that, though, is there's something different. That's my brother right there. My whole family's here, a big portion of my family's here, they're here to support. Thank you guys for coming. So essentially what I'm kind of saying all that is like, I worked in the fields, I worked in the warehouse, I was in the streets, I worked in trucking, the past couple of years, I've spent probably about 10 years of my life volunteering, giving back to the community, so the tables are turned, in a good way, it's been a whole 180. And so I'm humble, grateful to be here. But I'll be honest, I wouldn't be in a situation like this where I can share this opportunity with you guys had not Bay Valley Tech opened the doors for me. I got into the digital skills bootcamp, and the digital skills back then is digital design now. Working on the academy, leave the that, learned, got enough exposure to where I can jump and jive through the with some mentoring through the technical field, the tech field. For those of you who may not be super coders, there is, there are other options, tech sales, tech recruiting. We'll talk about that. Digital design, digital marketing, partnership management. With outreach, which leads me to what I do. I do a lot of outreach. I do a lot of partnership management. So instead of recruiting gangsters, now we're recruiting students, right? Instead of running like wild, taking away from us, we don't do bad. So Bill may have mentioned this, one of the big things about Bay Valley Tech is we have a volunteering program. I don't know if it's just embedded in my teams that want to give back to other folks, right? But I'm able to work with good at through this program. Like I mentioned, with the outreach, with the partnership manager. Is it okay to give them a big status of what we got going on a little bit on the partnership side? Sure. Okay. So right now we've gone from, we had a $5 million grant, right, to where we get some internships available. To $25 an hour. We had them about 20 hours a week. Part-time, flexible, 6-month contracts. Now we're working on becoming an apprenticeship program. Anybody know what apprenticeship is? An idea. So it's essentially helping build, your career similar to an internship. Usually it's more on a longer basis. We're finding more. We're partnering up with more community people, not only locally but statewide. And a lot of why we're here as well, as I mentioned, right back in this program. When I seen this in the Modesto, I said, you know what, my community needs this. Like the people here, we all need opportunity. And it wasn't just the training necessarily, but it was the proof in the pudding. You're gonna have your day one come up. We just had Aaron speak. people that come out this program, people that finish it all the way through, people that are, give them introduction to like employers. I mean, I've sat in those meetings, these people, I mean, they're doing the ad tech robotic thing. Right? So, and that was like in Hayward, so.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, to me, it comes from the field. If you ever work on like ag tech, that's awesome, right? So it's the future, right? And so, as as I'm talking, like, all this is just part of like building myself up and networking, connecting with people. As a part of my energy, I guess one of the things to illustrate what I do is build relationships with people. I'm very social. I've always been a social butterfly. I've had my time and so where maybe some other times I'm more on the introvert side, where I'm not really. But I am, because of my passion and the energy that I've done, I like to put that out. I stand here before you today, to encourage you to tell you, like, you guys are doing so much more amazing. Like, I'm 34 years old, so I probably lost, I'm probably 10 years behind. And I'm getting it, but so I was originally like 10 years behind before Bay Valley Tech. I kid you not, like I've probably caught up to 5 of those years that I wish I would have taken. And someone like y'all, who are 5 or 10 years before I was in my time, you guys can excel your career, through these partnerships, through these relationships, through ACM. You guys have, is it international?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got people in Hawaii, like, we're getting ready to open up Hawaii.
No.
I don't know about y'all, but you know, still work from there, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit about me, my interaction, my experience, with Bay Valley Tech, with MErced, growing up, giving back to the community. I'm happy to be here. I'm gonna stay because I want to let the big dogs come in and tell you what you're doing. Thank you. Oh, thank you to my family, my mama right here. All right. My baby boy Stephen right there. Kind of shy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next speakers, first up we have David.
What's up, guys? My name is Daywood Zachariah, and I started, just like most of you, working, going to school and working as well on the side. And that was very tough for me since I started doing that. But eventually, I ended up getting an email through my school that told me about Bay Valley Tech. And he told me about his internship opportunities as well, and also the pay process and how you can get paid to basically attend a class on Discord and just learn from that. Because to me, great. I was like, okay, I can stop doing part-time jobs, working at McDonald's, and just do this instead, right? And get paid and get experience from that. So after doing that, I started in cohort 209. And I did that for 7 months. And then after that, I ended up doing the internship with a company that was one of the sponsors for Bay Valley Tech, which is called MErced Software. And I did that internship for about 3 months. And back then, actually, it was $25 an hour. It was $17 an hour back in 2020. So now it's a little bit higher, which is even better. Thanks to all the people that work at Bay Valley Tech and the help that we get from the government as well. So fast forwarding, after getting my internship done and also graduating from college, I ended up getting an interview at Tyler Technologies, which is a software client that is a contractor for government entities. So I ended up interviewing with them, and while I was interviewing with them, I was also teaching at Bay Valley Tech as a teaching assistant through their volunteer program. And I ended up getting a good reference from Phil himself about how well I was doing at BBT. So Tyler eventually ended up getting me on full-time as a software developer. And from then on, I started training, and some of the tools and programs that we use there include, so we use JavaScript. It's one of the programming languages that we use there. We also use PHP for some of our offices. Another language that you can get familiar with is SQL. SQL is a very big language. And we don't really use any frameworks like Angular or React, but those are also good to know for other companies as well, besides Tyler. But JavaScript is a big one. So, and I know at Bay Valley Tech, they teach JavaScript throughout most of the program. But a little bit of advice on how I passed the interview at Tyler. So basically, I was interviewed for 2 weeks, and I was given a project to work on at the time. And they basically told me that I had to finish that project within 2 weeks and get that done before the deadline. So the project was basically just something along the lines of create this app for us and optimize it the best way possible. So what I did was I went ahead and created it based from Angular basically, and I used JavaScript and HTML, CSS on the front end. And when I got to the interview process, some of the interviewers were critiquing me a lot during the interview, telling me, like, for example, why did you do it this way when you could have done it that way, for example, right? And what I did was I basically worked with them to come to a conclusion so that both parties could be satisfied. I didn't really argue back with them because some people would say something like, "Oh, I don't like how you're critiquing my code. I'm going to go apply elsewhere," right? But eventually, after the interview, I realized that they were doing that on purpose. So they were critiquing me to see how I can handle criticism, to see if I can be able to work in a team and get opinions from others about my code as well. So that's one of the lessons I learned when applying at Tyler that I really feel like I can pass forward onto you guys. So when you do, for example, work on anything, for example, in life, and if you come across criticism from coworkers, you have to learn to adapt to that. So I think that adaptability is very important in terms of a lot of tech jobs have you working on different teams as well. So you have to learn to adapt to a new team, a new environment very often. But that's going too deep into that. If you guys have more questions about that, you can let me know after. But besides that, I'm happy to be here, and thank you guys for inviting me. And if you guys have any other advice or you want to come up to me or anything, just let me know. All right, then next up we have Nicholas and Ernesto.
So, well, we found, so when you get a tech job, you're like high demand. So Nicholas, he's in AJ Gallup, he started in our digital design program. And he got a job at Gallup this moment. He was at Bay Valley Tech. How many people we got there? About 25? And so.
Put our name on his
He started off as an IT, entry level support. And so he can't make it because he's working on the project right now. They got it last minute call, so he couldn't make it. But his story, so parallel to mine, he started off as a barber. He started off as a barber. That was his career before he broke into tech, or I could say before he launched his career in tech. So he had a desire, he was looking for an opportunity. He found out about Bay Valley Tech. He was already kind of working on like IT hardware things, those computers and stuff. But he wanted to supplement with coding and his design. He took advantage of a really awesome program. He's still one of our designers, but he is, like I say, he's now not much more because he's working. So yeah, this happened, right? And it's actually a good thing because he's out there making money. Some guy just got no degree, by the way. I'm not saying stop going to school, but he went in with no degree. He's making some decent money. And then some other guy just like left to go to Tesla, something like that, right? And he's moving up, right? He's doing things he's already been doing. A lot of it, he's got, you gotta have the mentality, support, and you gotta have to know how to take from that here. So, Ernesto got sick. So, yeah, Ernesto got sick, but he did use some words of wisdom he wanted to share with you guys. It was, he said, some of the things that he does range from, so he works for Merced County. He got into program analyst. So we had one of our interns that got into Merced Prime EM. He was the program analyst one. After spending a year there, he became the program analyst two, and then they slid Ernesto in. Right, he became the program analyst. So we got two people out there from the Tech there. And Ernesto says he does a couple of things, ranging from creating reports, by pulling data from a database, adding new features to their front-end applications, and things like that. If he could give any recommendations to anyone, he would say just keep pushing. It'll take some time, especially during these times, but all the projects, assignments, and time you put in will only help you.
Back over to Javier here, and so David made some good points. We go over some of these points when we do our interview prep workshop. So all of you connect with us on LinkedIn, connect with us on LinkedIn, because the folks you know are going to, help you as you look at the work, right? And so Husto mentioned several examples of folks in the community who have been hired to tech jobs, even without degrees, right? So you finish your degree, it's one better, right? And so just like don't stop, but don't only do your degree, right? You look for opportunities for projects, you look for opportunities to volunteer. You have to figure out how to stand out among the crowd if you want to get hired first to the best jobs. Okay? And we can play a role in that because we are a community of working professionals. We are a community of hiring managers. We're a community of, the best looking tech people. So make sure you connect with us and show up at some of the events, and it'll help you as you go through the interview process and prepare. So, okay, thanks for your time, you guys.
What's up, guys? So, mine had pizza in my mouth, so I'm sorry if I spit on you guys. So, I'm from Rotary, Merced Sunrise. Unfortunately, some of the Rotarians weren't able to come by, but we are hoping to partner with Bay Valley Tech because their mission kind of aligns with Rotary's goals and philosophy about giving back to the community. And a big thing in Merced, if you guys haven't noticed, UC Merced is where the culture is at. And it's kind of the innovation that it's bringing to that we need. So this is why Bay Valley Tech is like so important, because you guys are the demographic that we need to continue growing. And not only that, but Bay Valley Tech, I don't know if they emphasize this, but it's disrupting the college normal platform, just getting in debt, etc. Just by going through the program and also getting your additional schooling, it just speaks magnitude on your resume. So I don't want to take too much of your time, but if you guys are interested in Rotary at all, our biggest projects are the Merced Field of Honor with the flags and the shooting that they have for veterans. And then we also have clothes for kids at Target. And then lastly, we have and polio now, which is a disease that still needs to be eradicated. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Like Phil was emphasizing, it's all about connections. It's about who you know, but you also got to bring something to the table. So, thank you guys.
For that. And most of all, thank you, Bay Valley Tech and the team for coming out, bringing all this food and drinks and like totally bringing so much talent and guys and people like us from various backgrounds to work in careers that we want. So if y'all have any questions, we're gonna open up the room at the end of this event for like a little networking session. If y'all wanna like meet everyone on the team, you guys wanna meet us, you guys have questions about ACM, Bay Valley Tech, feel free to like walk around after the event ends, and to the room. But before that, we'll have a project showcase from ACM myself. We have 3 main projects currently that our officers and our members are working on. We'll have time first off to Noel.
I
am Noel. I'm the webmaster for ACM. In AK, I'm in charge of whole website, front end, back end, everything. And a little bit of background. I self-taught myself programming 2 years ago. So I'm relatively fresh in the field, but I work with Kubernetes. I work with back-end engineering. I have connection to like I know Berkeley. So. But anyways, ACM has a website and we're doing it. But all these technologies here. So project is the classic React converting our CSS code to a framework called table CSS, which allows us to easily put together a lot more components and process them. So that's also using React, and we'll make a whole interactive thing out of it, wireframing, all that stuff. So even if you call like design and you want to get into designing stuff, that would be also very helpful as well. If you want to do backend, it's also very helpful. And moving on, there's the backend, which is using Firebase. Firebase is a platform hosted by Google actually that allows us to basically put all our data on there and allows us to just quickly retrieve it and quickly cache contents and makes the process much more easier than traditional SQL database. And we have some extremely exciting plans going on. And one of them is a member folder system, where all it's going is use your single email address, use a single sign-on that everyone attending, like evidence everywhere. Just use that, sign in, and then select which you can select which events you want to attend, book them essentially, and you can get some points out of it. And you can get a whole bunch of rewards, including merch, a whole bunch of merch, and have a whole like music system. So we want to like let us know about stuff. Good. So currently this is the website design right now. I also forgot to mention that on top of all this, we also have a project showcase page that we're working on right now. For all, when you log in, you're able to add like any projects that you want. For example, there's a personal project, a project that you did from your classes, you can add it there, and people will be able to look at it and kind of see the details of the overall life. So currently we have the front page design and one of the design for like events, showcasing which events are there and which activities and a whole bunch of pages. And that's pretty much it. Feel free to ask me, I'm thinking about it. So.
All right, and our second project is a resume scanner. So the AI division of ACM worked on this project throughout the semester. And the point of the bid was so that we can make a web app that could scan a resume and classify what type of resume it was. So software engineer, web developer, systems engineer, you could like basically, you could use a model that could classify what type of resume it was, as well as rate the resume based off a job description that was entered by the user. Additionally, we wanted it to also provide suggestions by integrating large language models, but unfortunately, we didn't get to that part. And the models that we used were random forest, neural networks, And most of the models, they just basically did basic classification and multi-class classification. And in the future, we want the models to have higher accuracy and as well as, like I said, integrate large language models, and as well as finalize and finish building the mobile application. So taking it from a web app, making it a mobile app. And up next, we have the design. Our design team also created this mock-up. Brandon, do you want to come up here and talk a little bit about it?
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm the design lead. And right now, this is a very wireframe resume standard website. So we're planning to have like an about section, context section, and a homepage you can upload your resume. So this would be like the homepage or dashboard where you'd be able to upload a file, the resume, and then enter in your desired roles. So let's say I wanted to have my resume software engineer, or backend developer, whatever role I want.
We tried doing a microphone earlier, but it wasn't working.
On the review and analysis page,
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Your resume, you could, see it's kind of blurry. So it's a bit small, but basically tell you your suggested roles, suggested improvements or changes, and highlights of your resume. And then you also choose to reject the response. That.
Up next, we have another project that we had in collaboration with Bobcat Community Builders. We're going to pass it off to them so they can talk a little bit about themselves and what the project is about.
So we're Bobcat Community Builders. I'm the president and co-founder of the organization.
I'm Daniel, I'm the vice president.
And we focus on food waste mitigation, homelessness alleviation, and community service, as you see up there. We had an idea to go beyond what our hands can do when it comes to lowering food waste mitigation, and this is where Daniel came in.
So the idea is the purpose would be a network camera to monitor and manage the food drop-off ecosystem, use foodways and promote community on campus. And the ability to sustainability efforts or
So this idea is, in simple terms, or in other terms, is if we have extra pizza left over after this event and nobody wants to take it home, where can it go? We're on campus and there's starving people out there now, literally. But there's hungry, food insecure students out there on campus. So we're thinking about a communal area where we drop off this food. We have a camera and it scans, tells you what kind of food is there, and notifies people that there's food available so that they aren't food insecure.
I can talk a little bit about how it was being built. So the way that we were thinking about implementing this was basically making a basic web app and then using a Raspberry Pi, a very small card-sized computer, and attaching a webcam to it that could then at a specific area, people could come, drop off the food, and it would live stream it to the web app. And whenever there would be food that would come there, it would take a snapshot. Just to save storage from the cloud, and it would also notify students of when there would be food. To do this, we were going to use React and Neat, and for the backend, Noel with Flask. Yeah.
Have any of you heard of Roasty, a food tracking platform? It essentially is an open source project that creates a web app where you can manage food supplies as well as the expiration dates, where they come from, things like that. And so like that is something we need. I used to bet
I just want to give a shout out to ACM. We came to them with this idea some months ago, and they were all in on it. And that's the thing, Noel, that's the thing, President here, Javier, forward in for jumping on board and making this a lot.
And also want to thank our design team for coming up with this cool mock-up, as well as marketing coming up with our amazing logo. So thank you all, and these are the mock-ups of what we're planning to do with the application. Do we have a demo? No, all right. Thank you guys.
So it's really amazing that we have the power to launch all these projects. We truly believe that ACM, we're able to use our talents and skills to create an impact in our community. So these are all projects that are work in progress. So if y'all are UCM students or not, feel free to contact us. Y'all can still jump in on this and contribute to the project. We would love more help on these projects. We're also and it would be great for more people to come and join our project.
And one thing we wanted to mention before we break off to the networking session, we have one last announcement. We want to go back and get back on our cybersecurity initiative that we're planning on. Here we have our cybersecurity lead, Lake.
Yeah, so starting next semester, we're gonna have our learning sessions kicking off. So we're gonna be doing a CompTIA A+ certification. You guys don't know what that is? It's IT based, where we're gonna learn about basic IP like addresses, TCP protocols, how to configure a printer. And what the logistics are is that it's 2 courses where each video or it's like 2 courses, and it takes around maybe 6 months to study the materials and take the test, the exam. So it's 2 courses which leads to 2 exams, and then pass both of them, get the certification. And it's good to have certification because it shows to the employers and to everyone around you that you're committed to learning about new things alongside a degree. So it's good to have these certifications. And yeah. So pretty much what I was going to go like we have 2 weeks of studying. So each month is 4 weeks. 2 weeks is going to go undesignated to studying for the certification, and the 2 weeks is going to go to studying for this practicing challenges on sites like Hack the Box, Try Hackney, and Yep challenges. So if you guys want to get started with that, those sites we'll be using. Oh, and Over the Wire as well. That's a good one. And yeah, for the interest of time, I'm not going to go into the logistics of it, but if you want to know more about CompTIA A+ certification and just about cybersecurity in general, just ask me. And yeah.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just hit up Cyber on our Discord, which is linked here on our link tree. And as well as if you're interested in learning more about the club and getting updates from our club newsletter, feel free to sign up to our interest form. And that's basically it. Thank you.
Yeah, also one more thing, the link to the interest form for the cyber session is in the announcements channel. I put it up in a few announcements ago, so just scroll up and look for that. The interest form is there. And that's me for the questions.
That'll wrap it up for us. Feel free to walk around.
Not